Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool-linked Real Madrid star advised against a Premier League move this summer. Liverpool clinched their 20th league title last Sunday with an emphatic 5-1 victory over Tottenham, and with the silverware secured, attention now turns to preparations for next season. The Reds are expected to have a considerably busy summer window with quite a few changes expected, especially in attack. Liverpool successfully secured Mo Salah's contract extension earlier in April, ending the season-long uncertainty about the Egyptian's future at the club. However, the futures of Darwin Núñez, Diogo Jota and Luis Diaz remain uncertain. Both Núñez and Jota are expected to be sold by Liverpool, while Diaz has been linked with Barcelona. The Reds have been admirers of Rodrigo for years, and Liverpool even made a £84 million bid for Rodrigo last summer. An offer Real Madrid turned down at the time. However, with his role at the club significantly reduced following a series of high-profile arrivals, the Spanish giants may now be more open to a sale. Despite the growing speculation, some pundits believe a move to the Premier League may not be the best step for Rodrigo. ESPN's Craig Burley said, "I don't think Rodrigo, needs to go anywhere. I mean, he has had his moments. Vinicius has not been great. Mbappe has not been great. Bellingham has not been great. He's not got the problem that Endrick, Arda Güler, and Brahim Diaz have. Rodrigo gets plenty of playing time. But he is always going to be the guy who is always going to be surplus if it comes push to shove. But I don't think that is a reason to leave Real Madrid." When asked if he were to leave, where would he thrive the most, El Moreno said, "I don't think Rodrigo is in a place right now where he will be number 1, 2, or 3. He already feels left out and will always feel left out if he is in Real Madrid. But I think La Liga is the place for him. The struggle Savinho has had at Manchester City, you can see Rodrigo having similar struggles in the Premier League that demands a certain level of physicality, or a manager that demands that he has defensive responsibilities, more defensive responsibilities than he has at Real Madrid. He needs to go to a place where he is the guy. If I'm thinking La Liga and I'm thinking the guy, I'd say Villarreal. Now everything is around Rodrigo. But I don't think he can be that guy for a top-tier team. That is where I see him as a player." Not only did Liverpool make an attempt to sign Rodrigo last season, but they also tried to sign him when he was a teenager. According to Liverpool Echo, Liverpool's chief executive of football Michael Edwards, who is a big fan of the winger, should be credited for discovering him. Edwards reportedly made a £2.5 bid for him when he was at Santos. Don't miss for subscribe. Our second news is Liverpool transfer plans for Wataru Endo as Martin Zubimendi, alternative, revealed. Wataru Endo may have struggled for game time, but Arne Slot is claimed to have no plans to move him on, while the midfielder is happy and settled at Liverpool. Endo is set to be among those rotated into Slot's starting lineup for the final 4 games of the season, but as it stands he is yet to start in the Premier League. That comes despite the 32-year-old impressing whenever called upon, typically sent on to hold on to leads in the final stages of games or as an experienced option in the domestic cups. His lack of minutes has led to speculation over a summer transfer, with Eintracht Frankfurt among the sides linked, and Endo would be forgiven for considering his options. But The Athletic's James Pearce has claimed that Slot is planning for next season, with his number 3 in mind, seeing him as a valuable squad player. Furthermore, Pearce reports that while game time is a consideration for Endo ahead of next summer's World Cup, he is happy and settled at Liverpool, and as captain of Japan, he is likely to feature prominently regardless. Of course that could change if the club are presented with a sizable offer, but it may be telling that an £11.8 million bid from Marseille was rejected last summer. Slot has relied upon Ryan Gravenberch as his starting number 6 this season, but there is a sense that he may have rotated the Dutchman more if he had another deep-lying midfielder of a similar profile. Liverpool did look to sign a ballplayer in Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi a year ago, but the Spaniard made a late U-turn as the club prepared to activate his release clause. Zubimendi could be on the move again this summer with Arsenal considered his likely destination, while Pierce writes that signing another holding midfielder is no longer a priority. Interestingly, though, despite reports at the time that it was Zubimendi or nothing for Liverpool, the journalist has also named their backup plan, that was Endo's successor at Stuttgart, Angelo Stiller, who Pierce claims was considered as an alternative before Slot. Richard Hughes and his recruitment staff opted to push on with what they had. Stiller, a 24-year-old Germany international who is in the elite percentile for passes attempted, progressive passes and expected assists for midfielders across Europe's top 5 leagues, is reported to have a release clause of around £34 million. He could be a player worth keeping an eye on despite claims from Liverpool sources around Gravenberch and Endo, with plenty of changes expected in the summer to come. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Trent Alexander-Arnold transfer claim from former Liverpool star. They're lying. Trent Alexander-Arnold's Liverpool future remains up in the air, with Real Madrid aiming to sign the Liverpool right-back, who has steadfastly refused to discuss his plans. Emile Heskey has confessed he can understand why a move to Real Madrid might tempt Trent Alexander-Arnold, and insisted any player who says they've not dreamt of playing abroad is lying. The former Liverpool striker has expressed sympathy for the club's fans upset at the prospect of the right-back's departure. As it stands, Alexander-Arnold is set to leave on a free transfer at the end of next month when his contract runs out. Negotiations over a new deal have, so far, been unsuccessful in convincing the 26-year-old to pledge his future to his boyhood club. The defender is mulling over an offer from the 15-time European champions. Alexander-Arnold. The subject of an approach from the La Liga giants that Liverpool rejected during the winter, has received a mixed reception from Red supporters recently. Heskey said, "I can understand why the fans and maybe even the club are frustrated by the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation, as Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world, so it's hard for everyone to understand why he would want to leave. People expect homegrown players to stay with the club forever and cement their legacy like Steven Gerrard did, and if they do leave, it's on the club's terms, which isn't the case with Trent, but I do sympathize with him. I believe all footballers grow up fantasizing about playing abroad. When I was learning the game, I dreamt about going and playing in Italy, as it was the best league in the world at the time." Reflecting on his own career, Heskey, speaking to the Liverpool Echo via Best New Bingo sites, added, "I had those ambitions, and I saw Paul Ince and David Platt make those moves, which let you know it was possible. So I believe every player dreams of playing abroad and gaining that football and life experience. If a player says they have never even thought about it, they're lying. Real Madrid are arguably one of the biggest clubs in the world, alongside Liverpool, so I can understand his interest in moving. At the end of the day, it is his career, and he can do what he likes with it, and if he thinks Madrid is the next step, then he will go." Alexander-Arnold has repeatedly refused to address his future with the media. Speaking after scoring the winner at Leicester last month, he said, "I've said all season, I am not going to speak on my situation. I am not going to go into details, but these days like today are always special, scoring goals, winning games, being close to winning titles and being in title races, they are special moments that will live for me forever. I am glad to be a part of them." Following his return from injury, Alexander-Arnold was back in the starting lineup as Liverpool clinched the Premier League title with an emphatic 5-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield. The Reds visit Chelsea on Sunday. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.